Hello Captains, it's me TONIK TZW here on my free-to-play account in the Tier 4 Omaha. The ship that we all know is a floating dev strike waiting to happen, but this one is an Omaha Masterclass, and this is really going to be a case of that's how it's done. You are going to want to watch this one from start to finish, and please don't skip it because you'll miss out on a lot of the action. This is a crazy game. It's absolutely a new personal best. I did have a game before where I did just under 100,000 damage, and I think it was 2500 base XP. Yep, top of the board there in the Omaha, 2500 base XP. Quite a decent margin between me and second place. I was hunting fires for the campaign mission, and I thought, let's take it out again. We can go one better than that. But let me just tell you that the base XP score at the end of this is going to start with a number 3. And it's not 330 or 300, so work that one out for yourself. It's a tier 3, tier 4 game, so you're going to say, TONIK mate, you're a really experienced person, you're down here clubbing seals. But that isn't to say there aren't other people down here who have got high level commanders and are out doing their missions. We've got a kamikaze in the game, and if anybody's clubbing, it's him. But for whatever reason, our destroyer decides to set his smoke screen down here. I think he's covering the gap, but I do come up on the mic and I said to him, mate, don't bother with your smoke screen, save it for yourself. I can keep myself safe with a little bit of manoeuvring. But we're going to push hard on this right flank, and it is going to be a rather amusing fight, because I missed out that we didn't take a cap. So there's my mistake for the game. I've admitted to it already before we even get there. But we get a citadel on whatever it was we were shooting at there. I don't know what it was, but we've got an Agincourt coming in, and it is a CV match. And as every CV captain knows, the Agincourt has 0 AA. He has very long-range secondaries, and our destroyer is going to learn the hard way that you don't get spotted by an Agincourt, no matter how hard you want to get those torpedoes off, because that's a first blood and a close quarters. Now, I have fired at him, and I realise now that my broadside is pointing directly at the Agincourt, but we land a fire, which means that he is going to pop up momentarily. That was a bit poo, that, because I was hoping to get some more shots on him. We're going to keep our guns in that direction. We are spotted. As I said, there is a kamikaze in this game, so he could literally be anywhere, and I'm just hoping that somebody can take care of it. I'm keeping pushing with this Clemson in front of me. I can see there's a carrier and 2 battleships, one in the middle of the map, one is the Congo there that's sailing away from us. So we've got 3 potential targets across here. There's the CV just out of range, but we're going to keep pushing through for this cap here. I know it's been a slow start. We're manoeuvring, we're getting into position, and there is a destroyer, and I can't see what it is. V170. We're going to put some shots on him across the top, and then as soon as the next reload's up, we're going to go onto that Congo again. We're going to try and get some fires on these guys. Get the fire started, get them ticking, let the damage mount up. I'm not going to spoil it with a damage score, but it's pretty damn impressive, let me tell you, for an Omaha. And now we are going to get on the cap. The sonar is running because I'm expecting torpedoes. There's potentially a dope in a smoke hiding out here, and I'm just looking and calling for that guy and keeping my eyes on a swivel, because if I get spotted, it means that he's out of his smoke screen, because there's nothing else close enough to spot me at the moment. But the carrier is coming in. I get hard spotted. We put some shots out there at the Orion. There is the CV, who is now in range, and I realise at this point that it looks like the Orion is AFK. Now that means a free kill. I'm hard spotted again. There's the destroyer. We're going to switch straight onto him with our guns. We're going to maneuver as well because we don't know when the next set of torpedoes is coming up. V170 has a very quick reload. It's also got those front firing torpedoes. But we're going to stay on this guy and we're going to finish him off. Destroyer there, not realising that he is a gunboat and he should be using his guns, because otherwise he might have picked up that kill and denied me a very special treat towards the end of this game. Again, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. You've got to stay glued to your seats. You've got to stay glued to your screens. Now, with that Orion there being AFK, what I've done with him is I've set a couple of fires on him and I'm going to leave them ticking, because the risk here is not the Orion. Unless I see myself getting targeted, the risk is the carrier. So we're going to stay on that guy. And I didn't realise the destroyer had gone off the capture point, and by the same measure I'm going to sail off the capture point too. It was potentially a solo cap. Double fires there on the Orion while we're waiting for the carrier to get his move going on. We're going to put another salvo out there and just keep the damage going on. Those fires are ticking along nicely. The guy is getting absolutely barbecued. And you see now that I get targeted and I immediately put a turn in, because it means that something is going to shoot at me. And I am going to get my back decks washed as we pick up a high caliber on just under 75,000 damage. More hits on a carrier. Come on, just kill him, TONIK, man. Get it over and done with. But I'm keeping my eyes peeled on this Orion as well, because I want him to be my next target. Don't want anybody to kill steal it. We do get hit quite hard. I think that's by the CV's planes there. The Orion still hasn't woken up, but that is kill 3. And look, there's action in the smokestacks. The guy's in reverse, and I am flat broadside trying to head back for this capture point, because somehow our destroyer managed to get himself killed. And I'm like, well, how the hell did that happen? The only thing I can think of is the carrier got a drop on him and took him out, but he isn't a worry anymore. He's got one squadron of planes left, and I'm going to push back into this capture point. One eye on the minimap at all times. I can see that there's targets across there on the left hand side that are potentially in range of me, and I am in range of them. I don't particularly want to be taking any damage. We want to try and keep as many hit points available as we can for late game, because there are still 2 destroyers out there, one of which is the Kamikaze. This Orion is really struggling. I don't know what he's trying to do, reversing away, because he's in range. And I think, yeah, we're going to pick up an arsonist badge there, but we're already turning our turrets and getting onto our next target. It is action non-stop. It is action all the way. I don't want to be in range for the Agincourt's secondaries, but we're going to try and get this cap turned while trying to get air fire on this Agincourt. It's not going to be as easy as it seems. He's going to turn and go around the corner. We're adjusting the fire. We're going to get every turret that we can onto this guy before we haven't got an angle on him again. We've got one fire. That is a stick and tick. We get the cap turned, and now where I need to be is on that red cap over there with the big A above it, because at the moment we don't have the lead. We've just lost our carrier, and with a destroyer still running around in this game, I think we're in for a defeat. But you know me, I don't quit. There's a Congo out there. We get shots off, and yes, marvellous. I was going to clap my hands there and give myself a little round of applause for taking out the Agincourt. It looks like our fire managed to tick that guy out. There are 4 ships versus 4 ships. Red team have lost their lead, but only slightly. And I am in an Omaha, which, as we've said, is a floating citadel. And with that Congo out there, he could get one shot on us and we could be absolutely knackered. But we're going to keep pushing because he's hiding behind the island. We get a fire on him there. We check the damage, that is immediately damage controlled, so now I know that I can get another fire onto this Congo. Now we managed to get a blind shot across there and get a fire, but trying to get another fire on this guy is going to be seemingly impossible, and I'm guessing it's because his damage control was running. But he's only got 2 rear turrets pointing in my direction, and I'm pushing across behind him. And this is the thing to be aware of, guys, how quickly the turrets turn, how many turrets they've got on you, and you're going to watch for those shots, and you're going to turn and try and avoid them. You're going to slam your ship into reverse and turn into it, because that will cause those shots to overfly you, overshoot you. We pick up a Confederate on 114,000 damage. We had the fire there. That is Kraken Unleashed number 13 on this account, but look at me here. I am on an absolute fly. No sooner is that guy dead than I'm hunting my 6th kill, or at least I'm doing whatever I can to help my team get rid of this ship. We were losing this quite significantly, but even though these shells are floaty, I've got this guy dialed in and we are landing some good hits. The way I aim at my shells here is to watch for the trajectory of the salvo previously and then adjust my lead. Yes, you can rely on the timer to try and work out how far ahead you need to lead, but I am spotted here. I do check the minimap. I do see something on my right hand side. I don't know what it is, but again, switching targets immediately. This is why it pays to be aware of what is going around you, and always to keep an eye on the minimap, because you never know what is going to pop up. Now that guy manages to get some cap resets on me, which means this Galicia is getting away from me. I'm running my sonar because I know that ship on my right hand side has torpedoes. I am hard spotted, and now we're going to slam the brakes on because we don't want to cross that gap and risk torpedoes coming through. This guy is practically on the limit of range now. Now I could get reset on the cap again, but everybody is chunking that guy, but he goes down to a fire. Only a couple of seconds left for the cap. We're on 135,500 damage in a tier 4 Omaha with a high caliber, with an arsonist, with a Confederate, and with a Kraken Unleashed. We've got 2 cap assists to go with that. We've got 2 kill assists to go with that. We've got a handful of incapacitations, and yeah, I'm feeling greedy. I'm feeling very, very greedy. The clock is running down. We know that this guy hiding out here is low health. He could be sat in the smoke screen. He could torpedo me out of here, and there we go. It is the Awami. He's got me on sonar. I know the torpedoes are coming. You're going to watch me try and bait him into firing those torpedoes and then slam it in reverse, turn tight in here. But I'm not going to turn quite tight enough because I didn't realise how far out he was from that corner to start with. But he gets 1 drop on me. But the guy is going to play chicken. He doesn't want to die for whatever reason. I think he's seen me pick up the Kraken. He doesn't want to be number 6 on the list. We have got ships in range of this guy, and I'm just thinking somebody's going to drop the hammer on him. But no, we hit 8,000 points, and that is game over. There you have an absolute masterclass in the tier 4 tech tree Omaha. That is with a level 14 legendary 2 Norman Scott, and when we flip it off to the base XP, there you go, 3209. That is practically double what the Ishizuchi has in 2nd place. That is one hell of a game. It was an absolutely dominating performance. It's probably, if not definitely, going to be my game of the week, and it's only Monday. Please, guys, tell your friends to come along, watch that. Tell them to smash the like button. Tell them to leave me a comment. Tell them to subscribe to the channel. We're nearly up to 1,700. We can push for 2,000. Until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.